And the most troubling story I've heard yet on this file comes from our friend Barbara Kay, columnist at the National Post and the Post Millennium. She has an article a few days ago in the National Post. Let me read the headline to you. It's called "When Gender Identity, Education and Theory Goes Wrong." And she joins us now via Skype. Barbara, great to see you again. A very troubling story.
It is indeed, Ezra. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's our duty to have you on to talk about this. Can you tell me about the family, mom and dad named Pamela and Jason Buffoni, if I'm pronouncing the name right, and they have a 6-year-old daughter who we know only as N. She was in the Ottawa Carleton School Board. Tell us what happened to the 6-year-old girl.
According to the mother, and their statement of claim to the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario, this is a child that was happy in school, also very comfortable in her biological skin, had never for 1 second shown the slightest interest in or confusion over discussion about her gender identity. So one day comes home from school last January, in fact, and was in a state of some distress. Her teacher had told the class, they had started a program in gender studies or whatever, and the teacher had told the class that there's no such thing as boys and girls. She said to the class, girls aren't real and boys aren't real, according to this child, who was extremely distressed over it and continued to be distressed over a period of weeks as these lessons went on, and in fact asked her parents if she could go to a doctor because she was concerned about the fact that she was not a real girl. So these parents, of course, very concerned themselves, went to see the teacher. The teacher defended her program. She didn't deny that she had said this, and she said, "This is the way the world is now, and we have to teach about these things. This is in fact, an educational program I'm doing. I'm sorry." She didn't even care. With the teacher, the parents had said, "Look, if you're affirming the gender identity of those with gender dysphoria, can you not affirm those who do not have gender dysphoria, who feel content to be who they are, in sync with their biological?" No, that was not her issue at all, and they got no joy from her. The principal backed her up to the hilt. So eventually the parents went up the ladder, up the hierarchy, and ended up with the superintendent of schools, who also defended this program. In frustration, they did launch this. They took their daughter out of the school, put her in a parochial school where she is content. These lessons, their gender fluidity is not being taught in this school, and she is happy again at the school. So
to tell a 6-year-old that. I mean, children are not ready to handle these heaviest of matters. Children are pre-sexual. To force such bizarre sexual thoughts on a child is, I would say, tantamount to child abuse. There's so many things we protect children from. We in fact try and extend the amount of time that kids believe in Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy, because that's part of being a child. And not that those are important things, but we try and have this age of innocence. And it's not just that we're sexualizing these kids. We're telling them lies. 99-point-something% of people are fine being boys or girls. I'm not even talking about being gay. I'm just saying you're a boy or you're a girl. And so it's not even that this is grossly inappropriate. It's a lie also. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest, and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.